morning, good morning, good morning. Still morning time here. Mr. Tony D thought it was afternoon in the West Coast, but we're still morning. Gulfstream Park post time 6 minutes. Um, I the last couple of days have been kind of like block cards. We're back on the turf, which I love. I'm gonna try to have an opinion today on a lot of these early races, so we'll talk about them. Yesterday, okay, we read it kind of right, and it wasn't good value, but at least kind of saw the single right, and I think the exacta paid 8 to 1 in that race, 4 or 5 yesterday. The daily double, it was a little hard to narrow, but I think you ended up getting 9 to 1. But if you played a couple horses, got 3 or 4 or 5 to 1. So let's dive in though. And thanks everybody for being here. John, welcome. Everybody else, thanks for always tuning in. I love doing this. We're going to talk about early, and we'll talk about some long shots, I think, later. But I thought early actually could be really chalky. I played a straight up cold pick 5, like just played it cold, a one horse each race. We'll see what happens. But I thought Noble Prince would be tough here. Now 73% with all the scratches. I also think you could play some exacta tries here. You can see I cut the 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure the value you're going to get. I think the picks might have it cold. It might come 291. It would not surprise me. It might come 219. So, I think that's kind of how I saw this. I did think if you were going to play, this was a likely single with Noble Prince. I mean, it's a rough race, but second time out, lost by 16 lengths, but ran third, took money, 39%, drops 4 points in SOR. So is taking a drop here. When you look at these others, I mean, the one hasn't been able to win versus much easier. The 9's lightly raced and comes out of Delta. So, but Noble Prince, I thought looked tough. It's Safi, it's Irad to start the day. 3 to 5 makes sense. I thought would be a big tough favorite. So, that's kind of how I saw it. Again, the picks might have it. It might come 291 or 219. So that was race 1. I do like a little bit of a price here in race 2, although I think that the horse might take quite a bit of money. I know that this is a fairly wide open race. They all haven't really been able to win, but here's the thing about my top pick was Anagata, the 6 horse. Wants turf, so that's a good thing. Many of these do not. And when we look at GS Par Plus, can go both ways, but wants turf, 2 turns should be fine. And you look and you're like, well, but the horse 0 for 5, it hasn't been able to win. And I say, hey, I get it. Many of these are the same way, whether you talk about the 1, the 3 is lightly raced, but if you talk about the 5 is 0 for 4, and then many of these others, I'm just not sure. But on Agenda, here's the thing though. John Enos had this horse over in Kentucky and was facing quite a bit tougher. You can see ran really well in a 46 and a 52 for Enos over at Keeneland and Kentucky Downs, and then ran third also in a 48 at Churchill. So the horse was probably kind of at the right kind of competition and level, but now drops out of maiden special weight for the first time. And if you look, last out Makers off the trainer switch, he ran 8th, but that was a 54. Now it takes an 8-point SOR drop. Second off the layoff. This horse has been running versus tougher competition. Nothing wrong. They drop in class, rightfully so, for Three Diamonds Farm, and they find a good spot. Zayas hits at a good clip with Maker. He hit at 18%. This horse looks to fit here in kind of a wide open maiden claimer, but the horse is dropping, I think, can beat this group. Did a good trip. There's some speed up front that doesn't look great. I also thought that the trifecta and or a super, I do not play a lot of supers, but I thought you could get various horses here, and I'll move my picture over here, that could hit the board at a price with the 6 underneath. I thought that the 3 had a morning line angle at 6 to 1. Both the 11 and 12. The 11 is an absolute bomb. This horse is getting over to the turf for the first time, which should be helpful. Ran okay last out. I don't think this horse can win. I do like the 6 just on top, daily double out of the first, and I like the 6 on top in a try or a super. But horses like the 3, the 11, the 12, the 1, the 7, all can run at prices underneath. So kind of find what you like. I definitely would be using the 11 and 12 in my supers and tries. I like in the 3, the 5, even a player. So, but it's why I put the 6 on top, because I thought the 6 was better than much of these. But these horses might run underneath, and your verticals can pay really well. So, That's John. That's race 2. Race number 1 is about to go off in 1 minute. That's how I thought. I like the daily double into the 6. I thought that race 3, you either bet the 5 cold, 2, 6, 5 cold pick 3 into race 3. And I can't, we can't, oh, we could actually show Gulfstream, but I'm gonna hop off here shortly. But the race looks like race 1 is 1 minute to post. So that time, John, was for race 2. I think you were seeing there. So they're approaching the gate here shortly. It looks like, but I thought in race number 3, Peggy Sue. This race was kind of complicated for me, but I did think if you were going to single play cold, I would go to the 5. It also Edwin Gonzalez ride for Barbosa. One last out in a 46 versus much easier and has burned money versus easier. But the source is going to be on the lead here. And, it has shown the ability in 58s and 62s over here on the dirt, has been popular in the claim to run on the lead. And this is just not a great group in race 3. It really isn't. So you're either, in my opinion, you're probably singling the 5 or you're spreading in if you're playing bets. So I kind of saw it both ways. I like that early daily double, obviously, into the 6. I think you can daily double out of this race. And, I think the 5 is the most likely on the lead. If we watch the race sim, right, the horse, basically wires the field. I'm not sure the 3 is going to be able to get that trip. And these horses, the 8's taking a big drop, so again, it was either single 5 to me or spread in race 3. In race 4, again, I tried to have an opinion here. I like Abrir Camaminos. I think you get a big GSR angle, and I think the 6 has to look. It's 5 or 6 for me. So if I'm rolling fairly narrow in this early sequence, I thought press your opinion. I think the 5, when you look here, look at this GSR increase, toss this dirt and turf effort. And, 1 at 68, stocking the pace, and who jumps aboard? I rather Ortiz jump aboard. And this speed is not good in this race. I did not like the speed here. I thought could sit just a great dream trip. Maybe we get 3-1, probably going to take some money, but I thought that this horse is show up as the long shot, but had a big look. And then I liked the 5 over the 6-1. I did like the 6 Astor's Edge a little bit, but I put the 5 on top. You can see the 6 is really improving. Ran well last out on the turf in a 68, so drops a couple points in SOR. Back to the Tapeta sprinting. Going to try to get a similar trip with the 5. I like the 2 of them, even, over the 1. I was against the morning line favorite, the 1 here. I like the 5-6-1. So I thought you could Russ, that's good to know. I love that you chime in for that, so I think in some of those races, per Russ's point, maybe we get some horses coming off the pace. So looks like they're about to go. We'll talk about race 5. There's a massive long shot, and I thought that the 2 horse might wire the field, My Seat College. And we'll talk about Dylan Davis a few more races here. Dylan riding for Cassie. This horse wins the race sim. And this horse wires the field, looks to have lone speed, although the 11 does have some speed from out there. But the 2 horse looks to maybe be able to put him away and wires the field, at a price. And this horse is for sure going to run well, has run well in the past, won a 62 and been facing way too tough. 8-point GSR drop, hasn't been able to wire the field. Yeah, because was facing too tough on the turf in the 35,000 claimer. That was way tougher than this group. And then back at Colonial last summer. So second on the layoff, Cassie, Dylan Wright on the front end, I think has a big look today. So, that was on the first 5 races. I can see they're about to go here. Looks like a couple more to load. On the later races, I didn't think it was quite as maybe easy, or I didn't have quite as enough of opinion, but we'll talk about a couple races here. It looks like the 4 really struggling in the gate to start here, throwing its head around, and they're about to go. 2 broke okay, not great. 1 got a fairly easy lead with the 9 on the outside. So let's flip back to race 1 just since we're going to talk about this. we'll show the race sim here. So was kind of expected that the 129 would be up there. The 1 and 9 both kind of in the front end, and the two going to just kind of try to stock off the both of these. It looks like with the 1 and 9 speed always dangerous. Looks like they went about 23 and 1. The 9 up front, 2 running inside well, and then the 2 sitting about 3 lengths off the pace. Ended up going off at 1 to 2. Looks like the 9 probably going to put this 1 away, and the 9 running well, 5 to 1. The 2's going to have a lot of work to do here, but we'll see what happens. 9's still running really well. The 2 now, Irad kicks it into gear. Irad Safi just dominating the meet. The 1 is actually game on the inside. The 9 horse looks like it might stop, but the 2 still running on the inside. Irad pulls the 2 over to make sure it can see the 1, and the 5 horse running on the outside might clip the 9 for third. It will, but it comes 2-1. Somewhat like we thought, 2-1-5-9, but the 2 looked to be the goods there, looked to be the chalk of the early pick 5. Yeah, John, thank you. What did it pay? I'm not sure we'll get the 1 was 11 to 1. Wow. 2, it paid 5 to 1. But hey, you turn a 1 to 2 shot into a 5 to 1. That's a dream. That's a total dream. I mean, Equine Edge had it. The try just missed there. The 5 ended up running on for third. The 9 ended up, I think, running fourth. So yeah, good way to start a good way to start the day. Good way to start your rolling picks if you played them. And we went a little longer today. I'll give you a couple horses to take a look at, and then we're going to hop off. Oldie and I covering Oaklawn Park Rebel Day. Tomorrow we'll be live tonight at 8:30 Eastern. If you missed it last night, we covered the whole races, about 10 of them. That's on the EE YouTube channel, and you can catch that. It's also on X or Twitter. So race 7, I thought from a long shot perspective, we talked about Dylan Davis in race 5. I think Dylan Davis also on the 3 horse Mexican Sugar is a live long shot on the Tapeta to come off the pace today. I think we'll be up front around it. Might even, when we watch the race sim here, there's not a lot of speed in all these horses like this. I thought this was a really tough race, but do not exclude Mexican Sugar, the 3, if you're playing horizontal or verticals. And also the 3 horse in race number 8, another long shot from Equine Edge, the Scotty long shot. If the pace kind of stops here, I think the 3 Uphill Dance, Dylan Davis again for Bill Mott, had a shot as a long shot. Joel gets off the 3 horse to ride Grand Job. The other Mott, the 5, obviously going to be up front, but Uphill Dance I thought had a look too, so that's all I got. I thought the opinion was really in the early part of the card. We'll see what happens here. Good luck. Press your opinion. We'll be back tomorrow. Stretch Run will be on early. I believe they're starting before 1 p.m. Eastern. I'll be on a little bit tomorrow. I got to go coach a baseball game, but Oldie, Chris, a bunch of special guests will be on. It's going to be a great show. But we will do a Gulfstream Park analysis for EE. We'll do it in advance tomorrow morning. I'll do it early. We might get it up tonight. We'll see. It's a lot of handicapping lately with Oaklawn and Gulfstream, but we will do another video and then we'll be on for Stretch Run Show. All right, let's keep it rolling. I appreciate you all always tuning in. Good luck today. Press your opinion and let's see what happens here early. Chat soon.